Hey everybody, it's Juniper here. I've been away for quite some time, just been really busy with life. It kind of got the best of me. So I originally recorded myself setting up for August. However, I set up the entire thing, I recorded the entire process, and then I realized that I didn't particularly like the book I was using. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, but you love your Nuna. Well, I didn't actually use my Nuna. When I started setting up August, I actually had gotten a Scribbles That Matter grid notebook. It was an A5, and I thought, oh, this will be perfect for, me to have extra space to keep track of things, because I was trying to do more of, basically I'm trying to change my system, and I thought having more space would help that. After setting up the entire beginning collections and setting up August, I realized immediately after I hated it. I did not like it whatsoever. It was way too big. There was too much going on. My handwriting was just atrocious. Just everything about it was bothering me. And I had already set up in my Nuna for August, so I started using it for a couple of days. Well, the first day of the month, I actually got my hands on another Leuchtturm pocket. I did use one of these last year. I didn't have a YouTube channel back then. In fact, I was just on Instagram, and I used my Nuna Pocket for about 4 or 5 months. It was actually the last 4 or 5 months of 2017, and when the beginning of 2018 started is when I actually got a new notebook. Now, I love my Nuna, don't get me wrong, the sizing of my Nuna was perfect. The biggest reason I'm changing, and you're going to see when I flip through, is I am making big changes for smaller things in my life. So what you're probably noticing is I have a new pen here. This is a Pilot Friction, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. This is a Pilot Friction pen. It is erasable. Now, I got a pack of these on Amazon, and I'm in love. It does write a little bigger than I would like. It's a 07. This was the only size I could find. Now, I'm a little salty that it writes really big, but I love this pen. I don't think I've ever been happier in my life. Now, I've always said I was going to go through and show you guys what I have in my pencil pouch. I figure I'll do that now because my items have drastically decreased. So, I guess we'll start off with just my basic tools. I have a ruler. I have just the small little scissors that I keep in here in case I need them for anything. And I have an eraser. Now these are just my base tools. These are just whatever. As far as writing utensils go, I have a Pilot Friction, which I am waiting for my pen loop to get here, so this will actually attach to my book. I keep a spare in my pencil pouch in case I need it. I also have a white Pilot Signo, or Uniball Signo. I thought this was Pilot. Sorry. This is one of my favorite pens. I'm in love with these in terms of using them for white. I also have a Sharpie. I use this for certain headers that are on different paper. You'll see what I mean when I actually flip through. I don't use this for writing in my Leuchtturm. It doesn't bleed or anything. I just prefer to use this because I can erase it. I also have a pencil for obvious reasons in case I need it. And lastly, I have a mild liner in the yellow-orange color I've been favoring. This is a little more yellow than the orange that I prefer, but it's small and it fits in here, and I would use my twin tone, but I like the actual highlighter side of it, which is what I've been using the most. I'm not coloring a lot this month. This is just for little details here and there. And I keep all that stuff just easily in this pencil pouch. It's just in case I need any of it. The point of having a pen loop is that I won't need, if I don't have this, I will survive. The only thing I won't be able to fill out is my mood tracker, and that's just black or orange. It doesn't even have gray anymore. I've slimmed down so much. Okay, so my Nuna was very decorated, very beautiful. I loved it. My Leuchtturm, I'm going for a completely different thing. Now, my goal with this is to get back in touch with the original bullet journaling system, as well as try and make sure I can focus on things I should be focusing on. I was spending way too much time setting up my journals, I was spending way too much time focusing on how pretty they were, and as pretty as it was, I was losing touch with the things I needed to be doing. I wasn't working out as much, I wasn't keeping up with certain hobbies, so I thought this would be a good way to get back into that. I've already set this up, so I'm just going to do a really quick little flip through here. So obviously I covered up my personal information this time. I realized I hadn't been... Sorry, my fish tank is making some really weird noises. Okay. So first things first, it goes right into the index. Now I have a graph one, so this is all graph pages. I personally prefer graph over dotted. And actually I noticed when I was setting this up that these pages are slightly wider than my old like terms, so maybe they made some changes. What is that? Sorry about that. My fish tank is making lots of noise, and it's a very large 75-gallon bow front, so I have to make sure it doesn't like break or anything. Anyways, alright, so I don't remember what I was talking about, so I'm just going to skip ahead. Sorry about that. So then it's just another page of index. There are only 3 index pages in this like term, and then this I just sorry about that. So all of the paper I've used is from Planner Society kits, except for the yellow pages I use. That's actually Post-it notes. But so this was from a Planner Society kit. I don't know which one. It's really pretty. I thought it would be a good cover page. I'm actually going to be working on an image that I'm going to put here that says bullet journal. You know, just a nice plain picture. Now I did keep some things still obviously like this, but for the most part I definitely slimmed down on how artsy I was. Next up, I right away jump into my goals page. I'm going to be putting something here as well. When it's done, it'll probably be on my Instagram. So I set up my goals. Now, before you ask, all of the things I wrote with are this. I did this in Sharpie because, you know, I can't erase Sharpie. I can fuck that up. Sorry. Wow. Bad language. My bad. I swear a lot. Moving on. So these were done with Post-its that I have, and then I just glued them on. I thought it added a little bit of color to my pages. Otherwise, it's just my goals in here, which are mostly health related, be more active. Then I have my very loud kitty. I have my apocalypse next. Now this is like a bucket list. It's actually based off of a TV show that personally I did not care for. I liked this idea. I thought it was cute. I did not watch more than 2 episodes of the show, so I can't even tell you what it was called. I will look it up though and put it in the description. I guess I might as well give credit where credit is due, even if I didn't care for the show and I have no memory of what it was called, but it'll take me like a quick Google search. Basically, it's just a bucket list, just a cute little thing to call it. Some of these are already checked off. I kind of copy my bucket list over to each journal. That way I can keep track of things I have actually done that I did want to do. Some things I do remove over time, depending on what I do. Like photographing a wedding has been long since removed because I've done so many now. Things like that. Next is films. Now these are not movies I've seen this year. These are actually my favorite movies, most of them that I can think of off the top of my head. And this is just so I can like keep track of movies I like to watch. So that way if I want to see it again or I want to recommend a movie to a friend, I can be like, hey, you know, watch one of these or something. So these are just my favorite movies. Next is my books. I'm not sure if this is going to go all the way over. These are books I have read or am reading. One or two of them is an audiobook that I'm listening to. It kind of varies. Mostly it's just what I'm reading or what I've finished reading. This is from this year. This is only 2018, so this isn't like a combination of lists. I don't read as much as I used to, but I'm trying to read more often, so. Next up is my wish list and my debts. This is new. Well, this is new, this is not. So this is just things I really, really want to have. Like I have my iPad on here, I have a sprocket on here, I have a treadmill, stuff like that. Some of this stuff I already did get, but I have it crossed off. I kept it on here though because I am trying to keep track of my debts, and some of these things I got via help from my friends, so I wanted to keep track of that here. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is just to keep track of what I have paid. That way it's not like making this all messy when I need to add more stuff. Next up is my workout routine. This is new. This is very new. So the big point of my journal right now is to focus more on my physical health than my mental health. My mental health is not perfect, but it's manageable. My physical health, however, needs to be managed. So this is just a workout routine. I got this mostly from Pinterest. I made some subtle changes to fit myself a little better. Just some things here. So it's very self-explanatory. And I did add a little bit more color to these pages. And then right away we jump into August. So I'm making this as simple as possible, as you can probably tell. I did go a little prettier for my cover page. I do want to keep some of my artsy stuff if I can. So I added a picture from my sprocket. I added some more TPS papers. This was actually a bag that stickers or something came in, and it was too cute. I couldn't resist. And then I go into my new overview page. So I have just a quick little drawing out of the month with a no spend thing, so I can color in the no spend days, my bills, any important days I gotta remember. Next up is my habit tracker. Now there isn't enough space, so I did this split off into two, and I did make some changes to my habits as well as added some new habits. I thought that would make it easier. This is something I'm bringing back, which is my August playlist. These will be my favorite songs from this month, as well as songs I want to remember or add to my playlist on my iPod. And then my mood tracker, which is just some acorn stamps, also from Planner Society Kit. And it'll be either a good day or a bad day. I'm not going to get too elaborate with that. I liked the idea of having a mood tracker. I just wasn't really sure how I wanted to do it this month, so I just stuck with what I know. And right away we get into my dailies. I have completely changed things up. Right now this week I'm trying going day by day, and I put this here just for some backing because these pages aren't too thick, but they do have ghosting, and my ink for my stamps ghost heavily. Sometimes they bleed a little bit, not much, just a little bit, so I wanted to cover up the backing. And then I just jumped right in, and this is where I'm at today. So I guess that's really all I have to say. I kept it really simple this month. There's a quick little pen test in the back. I was just testing out how my pens look. And if you're curious about how this works, I will show you guys really quick. I'm actually going to do it in the back. So this pen is my new lifesaver. I love it. Get my leg out of there. Alright, so we'll just write, we'll go boho berry style and just write hello. It's the worst hello I think I've written in a while. Alright, so this end right here is what actually erases. And I'm just gonna, now I press a little hard. I'm not technically sure how hard I'm supposed to push. I kind of just go for it. And ta-da! It's gone. It's like it was never there. It's like magic. So this is my new favorite pen. That being said, I have been told that if these get too hot, like for example, if I were to leave my bullet journal in a car, I don't drive thankfully in this situation, but let's pretend I do. I leave my journal in a car and it gets really hot outside. Well, my car is gonna get hotter, and what I guess happens is your ink essentially vanishes, from my understanding. I don't know too much about this. I haven't experienced it yet. I only just got my pens though, so I mean that could change. However, at this moment, I am in love. Now, I learned about these pens actually from another YouTuber, Megan Rhiannon. If I'm butchering her name, I'm so sorry. I love her so much, so I really hope I'm not. She actually does her journaling in the same journal. When I got my last Loic term, I was actually inspired by her, and I was super in love with her whole process. Now, she hasn't been too active lately with bullet journaling. She's been insanely busy from my understanding and graduating, or I don't know if she's graduated yet, but she's been doing a lot of stuff for uni. So I haven't actually seen much of her journal recently, but her old pocket Loic term was actually what inspired me last year to do a pocket Loic term, and I loved it. I decided to go back to this process mostly because, like I said, I'm trying to slim it down. It's not that I don't love my Nuna and I don't love my aesthetically beautiful spreads and pictures. They're amazing. It's just I spend so much time on my spreads and less time on the things that I'm putting in my spreads. So rather than working out, I'm making workout spreads and health trackers, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful, but I don't need to be that elaborate with them. I don't need them to be that much. So by doing this, I'm hoping that I can reel myself in a little bit and get a hold of the things I should be doing more, like working out more often, keeping track of what I'm eating, which I still haven't been doing yet. Just different things that I need to be doing that aren't just journaling. So I hope that you guys can understand. I love my Nuna. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I am a little sad that I won't be using one for a while. I might go back to it. I might not. I don't know. I had almost 6 beautiful months in my Nuna, and they were amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I love the paper, but I really need something that's gonna reel me in. So I think by doing this, it's really gonna help. I'm not gonna be using stamps for the most part. Like, I'm not gonna be doing my headers with stamps anymore. I'm not going to be, making all of these elaborate, beautiful spreads. I'm still going to put pictures in there. I'm still going to use stickers, journaling cards, die cuts, whatever, but they're gonna be more scarce. It's not going to be an everyday thing. It's going to be changing a bit, and who knows, in time, if I can keep with this and get back into doing my good habits and sticking with them, then I will possibly in time go back to being way more decorative and going way more out there. And that being said, I mean, some of these spreads I've been doing, like in the front, like where my goals page is, I am still decorating these. Like, yeah, this is very plain right now, but I do plan on putting in a little poem right here. I'm debating on whether I want to write my own or actually use one from Felix Fox, who I follow on Instagram, who writes the most beautiful poetry like ever right now. So I'm debating what I want to put here, but I really want to put something here. And I've been waiting for my typewriter that my friend is supposed to be mailing me soon from back home. That way I can actually use my typewriter to type it out, which I know is really weird, but I love typewriters and the aesthetic of typewriters, so that's what I've been waiting for. But I mean, I'm not trying to keep it too simple. Like, I did these for my headers to try and make sure that it still had something. It wasn't just, it didn't just look like this the whole way through. I wanted it to have something, but not too much something. I wanted it to be more focused on what it should be focused on. And actually, for my tasks, I've gone and actually been writing down way more than I used to. So I'm writing down where I'm going, who I'm going with. I've been writing down everything I've been doing. And I'm trying to be more proactive with that, because otherwise it's just, I gamed, I bullet journaled, I'd watch some TV or YouTube, I worked. That's like it. So now I'm like, hey, I worked out today. I had a small dinner. I cooked dinner on some of these days. Like, I did laundry. I've been really trying hard to keep track of everything. And by doing this, it's getting me back in touch with the original system, but it's also helping me keep track of the tasks I've done and what I need to be doing. And I'm really happy with it. I know this video is longer than I wanted it to be. I'm sorry about that. And I know I haven't done a setup video with you guys for a while. I was going to do one for this month. I recorded it. I hated the journal when I was done. The spreads were beautiful, don't get me wrong. My birthday spread was gorgeous. I have this beautiful hot air balloon. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. I actually did go in and color it. I made it the hot air balloon blue with gold, so it was beautiful. I didn't bond with the book. I started and I got all of it set up and was like, I hate this. So I did technically record it. It was for a journal I hated and I didn't want to use anymore at all. And my Nuna was a last minute thing that I set up, in case I didn't know what I was doing. And then I got this and was like, screw it. And I had no clue where I was going with this, so I didn't want to record it and have it be like spaced out over multiple days at really weird times of the night. So I just wanted to get it kind of set up, and I went really basic, really simple. There's only like there's barely any collections before I jumped right in. I don't even have like a period tracker anymore. I actually took that out, which in hindsight was probably pretty stupid. I need to figure out how I want to do that. But I don't know. I'm a lot happier with how it came out. I'm a lot happier with my system now. It is smaller, it is less beautiful and aesthetic, but it fits me and it's what I need in my life right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this was much longer. I'm hoping my mic worked properly and wasn't all weird, because I'm using my built-in mic this time. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate it. If you're curious about where I got my nails, because they're pretty, and I'm gonna just throw a little plug in here, I will be linking to where you can get these. I get these from my friend Laura. She actually works for Color Street Nails. They do like these nail polish strips. So I actually put these on last night. These are from their new glitter dipped collection called Lisbon Nights, and I love it. They're beautiful. So I'm just gonna throw a shameless little plug down here for her. If you would like to get your hands on some of my beautiful nails, her nails, they ship anywhere worldwide. You don't have to be like, I don't live where you live. You're fine. You don't have to worry. Just use the information on her Facebook page to get there. I'm actually admin on her page. I help her with stuff. I've actually been making her a bunch of beautiful resin keychains so that she can do giveaways and stuff like that. For those of you who don't know, I make resin stuff. I'm very proud of it. But yeah, so just a little selfless, harmless plug right there about my nails, because they're pretty. But yeah, so give me a thumbs up if you like my video. If you haven't already, I love getting new subscribers. It makes me so happy every time I come back and it's like, you have a new subscriber, and I'm like, oh my god. Comments are always appreciated. Feedback is definitely helpful. I don't have an awesome intro to my video yet. I keep saying I'm gonna make one, and I see all these other bullet journal YouTubers with such beautiful fancy filmography stuff, and I'm just like, I take pretty pictures. I'm not good with film yet, so I don't have a pretty intro yet. I'm getting there. Maybe someday, we'll see. The one I had was nice, but I removed it. So anyways, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say goodbye forever. All links will be in the description for all of these things I use. I will link everything that you've seen in this video down to my post-it notes. So this was, I guess, kind of my impromptu supplies I use video mixed with my, you know, little big changes video thing. That's what I'm gonna call it, little big changes, because it's little but it's big changes, you know. Sorry. Okay, all right, thanks guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful August. I will try to do more this month with my channel. I just have to think of some ideas. Thank you guys so much again for the bazillionth time and hearing me ramble. I love it. I appreciate it. Happy planning, and goodbye.